Okay, and I think we are live. Yeah. Cool. Uh oh yes, right. There we go. A little bit different music this time, but fitting one, right? Good to change things up from time to time. My favorite streamer. Hello. Yes, thank you. All right. Let's see. You make sure everything's ready. Okay. Oh boy, Walpurgis time. This is it's definitely the best I've felt going into any Walpurgis because like I've got like a lot of resources. I mean, previous to Walpurgis, I was doing decently. I mean, Walpurgis 2, I was doing pretty well. Walpurgis 3, I really didn't have the most resources. I kind of spent a little bit too much. You were your last game because you're bad and stayed up late. You have 30 pulls. All you need if you're lucky enough. You really only need like 3 pulls if you're just lucky, right? If you're just built different, you only need 3 pulls, right? I've got like 250 pulls though, so I'm chilling. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure almost no matter what, I'm gonna go through at least 200 today. Because if nothing else, I'll do 200. I'll probably have gotten all stuff by then, but if nothing else, I'll just, like, ideality one of the announcers if I manage to get super lucky. And if I don't get super lucky, I'll just ideality one of them, right? That works. Lunacy. We love Lunacy. I'm pretty sure you get, like, a free 1300 Lunacy with the update anyways. Because there was 300 for the normal maintenance, and I think 800 for, like, from the bug fixes. Or was it only 500 for some of the bug fixes? I don't know. But then there's also the fact that we'll have to see how many pulls you can get from the actual like event rewards, like the missions. If I'm not mistaken, it's like what, like 10 or how much was it? Like 15, 20-ish from the previous one, somewhere in that thing. So there's that too, and of course it's a new week, so if you didn't prematurely do your Mirror Dungeon hard, you can do that, get another 10 pull worth, like from that probably. Right? There's a lot of random things. You'll be able to do plenty of pulls. Where's the music? Oh, is it? So funny story. I had it muted on OBS, but it was playing for me. OBS was muted, but it wasn't muted on my side, so I thought it was playing. Oh, that's silly. Yeah, we got that yesod story today. Spent all years trying to get Captain Ishmael and got our Corp Ishmael rip. Yeah. Ishmael Banner is like a prime time to pull if you're a relatively new person, since, well, it'll still be like a few months, like a month or two before you can actually shard Captain Ishmael, so if you want her, it was a decent opportunity for it. Who's getting it? It's Dawn Target Extraction now, right? I mean, sure. Not great. Okay. Yeah, we should be doing pretty good here. I'm excited. We'll see how the new IDs go. I mean, plan probably. Obviously, I'll do a bunch of polls, see the update stories, that sort of thing. We'll do the event, do that sort of stuff. And I'll do a mirror dungeon, right? Of course, I gotta do the mirror dungeon. Maybe depending on how time's looking, I might just do like a mirror dungeon normal and like save the hard for like tomorrow's daily mirror dungeon. We'll see, I guess, right? We'll see how time goes. We'll have to see how hard it's going to be to complete all the missions. Or I guess how much I need to. Won't feel like the need to complete all the missions in the stream, right? Might just give them both like a decent attempt, but I know last Walpurgis I didn't bother doing all the missions on stream because I didn't really need the pulls, right? So you saying power creeping? I mean, I don't know. We'll see. 130 pulls. Someone you selling over Spice Bush? It depends. It completely depends on your playstyle, right? It's going to be entirely assuming that assumably Solomon's going to be better for like clashing and dealing damage and that sort of thing. and just maintaining singing in general, inflicting singing in general. The only advantage that Spice Bush has is Deluge, of course. Could be a big advantage, could be a pretty small advantage. Like, outside of Mirror Dungeons, like, when you can't change his skills, Spice Bush is super inconsistent, right? Because you're so skill 3 reliant to do your sinking bursts, and you might just get unlucky and not have it at a prime time. I don't know. It'll definitely be situational which one you prefer for your team. Personally, as much as I love singing Deluge, I've kind of fallen off of using it as of late. It can be funny if you get like some big damage numbers, which is always really funny, don't get me wrong, and I love to see it. But also just being able to just keep on like bursting sinking and inflicting sinking without needing to Deluge can also be good, right? Two pronouncers, Greek, you get a ton of shards. How much? It's like what? Is it? You get like, what is it, like 100? Is it 100 thread, I think? Something like that? Not like too much. That's decent. Good. EK on Cassetti literally today. Yeah. Can be funny to do. You need the Gluttony, though. Oh, yeah, that's also true. Mm-hmm. Depends on what your team's looking like, right? Because, I mean, you need Gluttony for a lot of random egos here and there, that's for sure. How necessary is it? But yeah. Because if you don't have Spice Bush, all you have for Gluttony is... I mean, I saw people saying, like, DH Immerso, right? That's, like, basically all you have. Or, like... Depending on your... Yeah, huh. That's definitely a big issue. And I think I don't know if we're going to be getting another sinking ID after this for, like, a while, right? Mish, yeah, you could use her. I think she's unlikely to be used on the sync team too frequently, though, because she's got 2 3-stars that are much better than that in sinking. You could use her if you don't have, like, Molar or, Reindeer. Yeah, none of the really solid sinking options have Gluttony. Devia might be sinking. I doubt it. They're probably going to be Rupture, or maybe not Rupture, like Charge, Rupture, something along those lines. We'll have to see for sure. I think Charge is fairly likely. And maybe, like, Rupture. We haven't really seen them in action, but they definitely look like they're going to be something along those lines. They're big, like, weapons case that has, like, a bunch of arms out of it. Probably keep on getting DHE. We're probably not going to get DHE for a while. I don't know, though. The statusless I'm going to pop off. I don't know what PM's going to do very many... We'll have to see if PM bothers with more statusless stuff anytime soon. Maybe Zvi West will be statusless. We'll have to see, I guess. I don't know. I guess keep in mind for Deviat is it's going onto Rodion. And Rodion really doesn't have anything great for Rupture, so it would definitely work a lot there. Might be something related to haste speed. Could be. I don't know, because I see where you're coming from, though, because, you know, they deliver stuff, they kind of want to be hasty, that sort of thing. They might have, like, some minor haste things. I don't think that'll be a major focus, though. Yeah. I do agree that Statusless IDs are really fun. Spy Gregor's, like, one of my favorite IDs. He's just a lot of fun to use, because he's, like, just... Well, he's designed uniquely. I really think it's a missed opportunity that they didn't make, like... I really think Red Eyes Ryoshu could have survived being a statusless identity, right? Just make her main focus be on, like, healing and SP stuff and just straight up dealing damage. I don't think she really needed the bleed or the charge stuff on her. They don't really seem super integral to her kit compared to just the other stuff, right? I don't know, I feel like it could have missed opportunity. Just make her focus more on, like, paralysis, offense level down, stuff like that. Kind of like how, like, Ruinous Spider Bud was a bunch of random debuffs with a lot of its stuff. It's been about one DHA season, I think. Yeah, they're probably going to lower how much DHA they give us, probably a bit more variety in the associations, because DHA's gotten 4 IDs, which is more than quite a few of the associations. Like, Rouge could have been sinking Bleed Hybrid also. That also would have been cool, yeah. Could have seen it. Rouge didn't have anything for sinking. Those guys can kind of put an anywhere, yeah. IDs that aren't dependent on status effects just have a lot of versatility. And I feel like that's what they're kind of trying to do with Red Eye's Ryoshu, though, right? They're trying to make her an ID that can work almost anywhere. Because she seems to be like a super like supporty like damage dealer, doing a bunch of damage while doing a lot of HP and SP stuff on the side. If anything could have been a status effectless ID, I really feel like she could have pulled it off. DHE being Catholic and Relic focus feels related to the main story of Limbus. I think there's a pretty solid chance DHE ends up like tying into Rhodion's story at some point, because there's that one person that's shown up in multiple ID artworks next to Rhodion. I'm not an expert on crime and punishment, so I don't know for sure, but definitely feels like that could tie into it somehow. I don't know. I also really wish we'd see more associations in main story stuff in general. Hello. Yeah. Because, you know, we finally saw an association with a major role in the story, and then it wasn't actually an association. Wait, it's happening now? Yep, 4 minutes. Don Quixote Red Mist, that's your dream ending? Well, that is definitely a dream that is very endable. You've got, you know, a couple years at least. Don't know why they made a unique charge. Yeah, they should have just made it a status effect that wasn't anything unique, right? Because there's so many status effects that aren't, like, unique things. They could have just made it a status effect that, well, just is a status effect that builds up on its own. It really did not need to be a unique charge. His name of Rodion had like a kind of friend, school colleague that appeared in the plot. There's a bunch of random. From what I know, Crime Punishment is weird in Limbus because kind of they've merged multiple characters into one with Sonya, which is interesting, but I don't know. Like statusless, yeah. John Ready to Gaze feels likely. I agree with that. John Ready to Gaze would be cool. Earl King just came like 2 weeks ago, yeah. Also, keep in mind with Earl King, like, even his syncing status effects aren't unique syncing, right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they just don't want to do statusless IDs, which, given the current state of the game, yeah, makes sense, but they really need to do some more variety sooner or later, because we're getting to the point where you really can't add too many IDs to Sinners without them directly, like, competing with another ID that has that exact same niche. Like, I think I said it, like, at some point, but, like, if they had made Solomon Yisung Rupture, then he'd have been directly competing with Warp, right? So, like, no matter whether or not it was syncing or Rupture, it would be a lose for, like, it wouldn't be, like, a perfect get, right? Because you'd have to be trading off something, which is good to a degree, but I don't know. I feel like they gotta innovate a little bit more. Updates out on Steam. Probably auto-updated for me, then. Usually it does when I'm not paying attention. 380 is syncing for Yisong. 4, actually. You're forgetting base, but yeah. New Ryoshu should be better than Warp Ryoshu in charge teams? Definitely not. She could have a niche on, like, blunt charge, right? Since there's some blunt fragility on multi-crack Heathcliff, maybe that could be your niche. Rupture feels kind of sad, not gonna lie. Yeah. Yeah. I know Yisong is also Yisong's very fitting for syncing, like, story-wise, right? Like, there's very obviously, like, it fits him, like, a lot, and they're doing a lot of, like, references to his, like, literary stuff with Solomon, so that's cool. Dawn isn't sad. Why would she have syncing? I wouldn't say she's, you know, super happy necessarily. Rupture and Bleed are hurting. Bleed is so funny because Bleed has gotten so much, but is in such a weird position because there's, like, several different sub-bleeds with, like, nails and, like, bloys and stuff like that. I was expecting the actual background to change here, but because the event's over now, but I guess there's a week left of reward claiming, so it makes sense they didn't change the background quite yet. Back to just default. Just got a Steam message, solemn my lament. So true. Server's hurting. Yeah. Last Walpurgis, they did hit a peak concurrent player count, so there's probably going to be some issues. The backdoor volatility detected. Yep, sure is. Let me turn the audio on now. All right. Oh boy, this is going to be something. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they refunded the entirety of LCCB Ryoshu. That's a funny thing for them to do. I'm just gonna do this real quick, just while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we know. You've got a funny shotgun. You only use it in your skill 3. Otherwise, you just Unga Bunga Fuel Death. I gotta skip through this. Yeah. I need to do it soon, though, because otherwise I'd forget, right? Like, it's not like the support passive is, like, bad now or anything. It's relatively, like, reasonable now, right? I won't fully level you up, though. No need to, unless I actually use you for something. That'll work. Okay, but yeah. Enough of that, you know, distraction, diversion-y type of divergence. Look at these guys. Look at them. Lobotomy, Ego, Solament, Lobotomy, Ego, Red Eyes, and Penitence, and it's just normal Solament. I guess just not normal, but like Ruinous Solament. Cool stuff. I mean, I think the plan's gonna be just get straight into the polls, right? That's gonna be it. I've got like nothing to claim there. Yeah, okay. That's fair. But yeah, if we take a look at my supplies real quick, you know, a little bit of lunacy. This is almost entirely like free lunacy, so you know, a lot of pulls worth. Got some pulls there, and I've got these, which I probably won't need to use. I've got a lot of thread and a lot of boxes. I'm just doing great on resources right now, right? Let's start off with a daily pull. See if I get stupid lucky right now. Would be funny. Time to roll. Yep, time for a little bit of gambling. Starting with the, you know, the daily pulls, which really don't amount to too much. Random 2 start, sure. Cool. And actual daily pull on the special banner. Do I get stupidly lucky? It would be funny. I don't, though. That's fine. Okay, well, that was 1 pull down. Enough time to, like, wait for, like, a minute before I do the next one to really drag things now. It's not my style to drag on with this kind of thing. I'm not a super big, you know, gambler, so... Okay, do we get anything to start out with? We get a 2-star. Riveting. Dawn. We're gonna get a lot of... we're gonna get a lot of Dawn and Long Blue shards, I think. That's fine. Anything there for the first pull? Nope. That's to be expected. Well, we send it. Let's see how many pulls it takes to get the first thing. Just anything in general, right? Okay, 20 pulls in. Nothing. And I got one more 10 tickets. Oh, something. Alright. What is it? Oh! I'll take it. You know what? It's not like the best, it's not the most insane thing, but, you know, the announcers are kind of hard to get, so, I mean, I'll take this one. This is the one I was looking forward to more out of them, right? I'll take it, yeah. And do I get anything else randomly, like a hidden or something? No. That's fine. I've got at least one of the cool announcers. I'll take it. I like Dawn Office. Okay, 30 pulls in. Got something, so you know that's a good start. We keep on sending it, though. Anything? Nothing. That's fine. Okay, 40 pulls. Haven't even seen any, like, 3 stars or anything yet. We've just seen that one announcer as far as, like, big things go. Okay, nothing. I'll do a bit of a slow start, but that happens. I'm not concerned. Okay, another 2-star. Which one is it, though? Honglu, cool. Fine by me. I'm gonna get so many shards from this. That's probably one of the parts about Walpurgis you don't think about, but I really do love, is just how many shards you get by just spending so much lunacy. Because it really can add up to a lot, right? Send it. A lot of 2-stars. Yeah, that's half 2-stars there. Like I said before, a lot of shards. I'm gonna be glad to see like how many shards I have at the end of this. Because I don't need them at all, but it means I'm going to get so much thread next season. Oh, we get something. What do we get? Okay. There's the hot announcer. I just got both the new announcers. The only announcer I'm missing now is Molar Office. I mean, I guess I'll take it. Like, I'd rather get the IDs or like an ego, but I mean... No dupes yet after 80 pulls, and I've gotten 2 announcers. I'll take it. Still have, 22,000 lunacy to go. So let's see how far we go. Okay, immediately something else. That's another rare thing. Okay, another hot announcer. I shouldn't have opened my mouth, huh? Well, that's 100 thread. Riveting. Love thread, love thread. Okay, one more 10 pull and then we'll be halfway through this. This is terrible. Oh no, did you get awful? Did you get bad luck? Oh, immediately something else. What do we get? You saw it after 150 pulls. Good dot starts to duplicate. I just did 3 10 pulls each of the times I got a hot announcer. That's pretty funny. That is, I'll take it, I guess. 3 hot in a row, like, that's insane. What are the odds of that? Okay, halfway to the ideality, and we've gotten only 4 announcers so far. That's pretty funny. Okay, keep on sending it, nothing. Okay. If I got 4 hods in a row, like, I would have lost my mind. Okay, nothing. That's fine. 1 more. Nothing. Let's go gambling. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang. Yeah. 130 pulls in so far. And we've gotten 4 announcers. Oh, something. What do we get? Oh! Someone Yisong! Cool. Well, I do understand your sentiment on death. Why not lay rest to the impulses in your heart for a moment and converse with me more? Let's go, I'll take. That's nice. Got the funny guy. I like the artwork a lot, though. It's showing him doing repression work, which is pretty cool. And you can also see the coffin in the background. Assuming that's like Yisong's ego gift coffin, right? The one he just carries on his back. That's cool looking. Nice. Well, I've gotten something at least, so I'm already, seeing this as a win. But that's only been 140 pulls for one of the 3 stars. Cool. Let's see if I can get the other. How do we know it's repression work? Well, the repression icon was on the box. It was there on it. Alright. Good stuff. So many shards. So many shards. Like an insane amount of shards. Okay, still have 12,000. Okay. Still looking pretty good. We've got, like 90 more pulls or something. That's not bad. And at this rate, I either get the ego or I get the other 3-star and I'm set. So it's cool. Okay. Not great. Worst possible roll. Send it. Oh, that's something. What is it? What do we get? Yesod announcer? That's a dupe. That's fine. More thread. That's fine by me. Okay, and we're at ideality now, so we could get one of these. Yeah, there's no reason to yet, though. I want to see. I'm gonna go through all my lunacy before I bother with that, right? We're in no rush. We're in no rush. We've still got so many pulls we can do. So many pulls. Oh! That's something. Oh, and there's the ego. Cool. What unfortunate, tragic children. I can do nothing but mourn for them. Good stuff. Okay, we're set then. We can just ideality Ryoshu, and we've got everything. But where's the fun in that? I've still got... I can still do, you know, a couple more pulls. I can do 30 more pulls. I'll do 30 more pulls, see if I get lucky in that. Because if I do, that'd be pretty funny. And, like, this is Walpurgis. It's the time for gambling. Awful luck. Cool. This has already been a victory in my book, so... I'm fine with just sending the rest of my lunacy. Oh, 2-star. I really didn't see too many 2-stars. I guess the 2-stars don't have increased pull chances, so, like, it makes sense. Alright, one more 10 pull. Do we get lucky? No. Doesn't look like it particularly? That's fine. I mean, good news though. Actually, insane to think about the fact 250 pulls and only a single 3-star. Oh, jeez, that's insane. Because I didn't get any non-Walpurgis 3-stars, and all I got was a Yi-song. That's like awful luck. Like, what are the odds to do 250 pulls and only get a single 3-star? Like, I got a bunch of announcers, I got an ego, that sort of thing, but only a single 3-star. Huh. 5 announcers, though, lucky, crazy, yeah. Got 3 Hods, a Dawn Office, and a yesod. Like, if we look up the probabilities, right? Yeah, 1.3% chance to get an announcer table, 1.3% to the ego table, but a 2.9% to get a 3-star. 250 pulls and we hit the 3% a single time. Like, the odds of that are, like, very low. I'm curious. I'm gonna pull up, like, an odds calculator just because I'm kind of curious. So if it's a 2.9% and 150 or 251, and we got 1. What are the odds of that? Let's see. You had a 99.5% chance of getting more than 1 drop. Huh. So I managed to get into the 0.5% with how unlucky I got for 3 stars. I'm fine with that. You know, it means I didn't get as much shards as I'd like, but I got what mattered in the end. Let's get Ryoshu. Spend my ideality. Like, that's pretty similar bad luck to my first, my luck went from Walpurgis 1, but not as bad. I guess Walpurgis 1 was worse, by, like, significantly worse, but similarly, like, very low odds. But I guess, on the alternate note, like, what are the odds of getting 5 announcers? There was like a 23% chance you'd get 5 or more announcers and that many pulls. Okay. So like that's not that wasn't like insane luck, but still pretty nice luck. Cool. Well, we're looking good then. And let me pull up all my boxes of this stuff. And I want to look, how are my shards doing after that? Look at that. Because we didn't get any 3 stars, it's not like an insane bit, but like that's enough to be able to like shard things for most centers, right? Like Rodion, we're at 350, so I'll be able to shard Deviat for basically free. Yeah, just doing a lot of that sort of thing. Good bit of thread too. We're just looking great. What are the new phrases? Nothing more than the curse of blank. That's a funny one. Need for showy purpose expressing that blank's just a hollow wish, ain't it? And then we got instant condolences and faith. Oh, faith is funny. That's like Hakma. What do I do? Let me introduce you to this faith. Cool, that'll work. It's like Hakma, wowie. Alright, my teams are not set up whatsoever, but we've got the ego, and we've got both the 3 stars now. Pretty cool stuff. I'm excited for them a lot. They're going to be fun, I'm sure. Let's start off with the ego, though, because it doesn't have an uptie story, so it's relatively easy to go through, and we can take a look at its numbers and stuff. I've obviously got enough thread, obviously got enough shards, so we're doing pretty fine. You're in the fight because you pulled nothing, oof. Walpurgis always is just a very interesting time to see how everyone's luck is, because, it can be funny. Okay, the butterfly signature doesn't seem like a lot. How much does it cost? 1 lust, 2 sloth, 2 gluttony, 2 envy. It doesn't require, no, 2 gloom, 2, I think I said gluttony. It doesn't require any gluttony, which is good, because the singing team I'm going to be running from now on isn't going to have any gluttony, it seems. Gonna need to start living with that. That's fine. Yeah, it's a he, so it goes in the same slot as ADD. Unfortunate, because that's my favorite. Also, it means you've got 3 Gloom Egos now, huh? Funny to think about. Not too many cases of someone having 3 of the same syndicate. I know there's a couple. You've got 3 Sloth, obviously. Ryoshi's got 3 Lust, obviously. Probably some other random... Is there any other examples? I don't know if there is. Yeah, that's a lot of gloom. Makes sense because you're a gloomy guy. This is the only case of you having 3 of the same symphony that doesn't even count your base ego, though. Although this does cost 1 gloom, so. Its ego rolls a 14. It's Solemn Lament. You think it's gonna roll high? No, that's intentional. 8 plus 2, which makes enough sense. It ain't winning clashes. Yeah, absolutely not. It's Solemn Lament. If you tried clashing with it in Ruin, it would often be a bad idea as well, right? It's accurate. What identity do I have on you? Oh, just base, that's right. Oh, let's choose that, because I saw that, like, 32 offensive, and I was like, what? No, but no, it's a +2. So attack weight 3, so it hits 3 people, but it's random between the 3, of course. First coin out hits the main target. All on-hit effects and all damage of each coin are inflicted only against the random target this coin selected. When inflicting Butterfly, chance flip heads % inflict departed, otherwise inflict living, yeah. And heal number of coin 3 hits times 3 SP. Okay, there's a 25 sanity cost, so if you use this at max sanity, get brought back down to 20, and then you lose 2 to 6 SP per one, so it's random, so it's... I mean, if you get lucky, you could pretty easily get all those off, but if you get unlucky... Okay. That's interesting. So, it is a little bit luck-based, but it's thanks to... I really like how a lot of the Walpurgis stuff uses the whole, like number 2 number infliction stuff. Because it's not really something you see in Limbus a lot, right? You don't see a lot of, like, oh, deal additional 3 to 4 damage, something like that. But that's a very Ruina thing to see, right? So it's cool that a lot of the Walpurgis stuff does that. Do like how it tends to, like, kind of factor in the mechanics from the previous games in some way. This feels like a pretty accurate, like, depiction of Ruinous Element, right? Butterfly's a little different. God, there's a lot to go here. Base value 0, max 15. Potency encounter called Living and Departed. When hit, the attacker heals the living divided by 4 SP, the minimum of 1. When hit, its unit's SP is at less than 0, takes sinking potency divided by 5 gloom damage for every value of the departed. Okay. So if you get up to 15 departed, you just do like, and you take 15, if you got 15 departed on an enemy, which seems near impossible to build up, but it's possible, right? It doesn't seem that likely, but theoretically, you could do that if the enemy has, you know, effectively 100 sinkings. They're going to take like 20, it might be rounded down to 19, I'm not sure. But 20 damage times 15, right? So you can just do like 300 additional damage when you hit some butterfly, theoretically. That's funny. But yeah, each turn departed gets set down to 0. Gain single living, convert the living into departed. So yeah, it's an interesting status effect. Kind of works like a little bit of like a bootleg. It's kind of like not as deluge of sinking, but like a drain of sinking, right? Each hit isn't just does a bunch more sinking without actually reducing sinking count by any additional thing. Seems pretty solid. And then corrosion's a 5 target. This one just does hit all of them though. It's single coin, 32 minus 8. Yeah. Inflict 5 of each butterfly. Target is less than half HP. Inflict gloom damage equal to all butterfly value in the target. So like 10 to 30 additional flat damage, sure. And on kill heal 5 SP, I'm pretty sure this one has a unique kill animation, right? You would kind of see that there. Look at Ryoshu passive. I will when I get to that, right? I'll do Ryoshu next. Kind of like Dark Flame, but yeah, kind of similar to Dark Flame in the fact it's all about like speeding up the status effect. Very different because sinking is very different from burn, but yeah, kind of similar. And the Lament unit is a negative effect, attack power up next turn. I mean, that's just cool to have. Attacking targets either panic or ego, 15% more damage. It's nice. Overall, it seems pretty cool. I'm excited to see that in action. We'll just see how good that is for dealing damage, but like, it's a lot of butterfly, especially if you can like do it against like an enemy that only has a single part or something. You get a stupid amount of butterfly. Honestly, seems like it might be really nice for something like Canto 6, right? You're probably like, you want Legend Gregor for Canto 6 a decent bit because, you know, he's good sinking. You pop this on him, you can just make him just get, you can just use this to get a bunch of like it stacked up. And the fact that like butterfly goes down like by time based and not by like amount of hits taken means that it can definitely do a lot. Oh, also, oh, that's so sad. Like, think about how insane it would be with AADD. This is why they put it in the same slot, because it would be busted if they if you could use both of them. Imagine having 15 spark discharge, and then just being able to just use this to burst rupture. Like, burst rupture 8 times on a single skill without reducing the count whatsoever. That sounds so sad. I wish there were different slots. Because that sounds like such a funny combo. But oh well. Maybe that's why they put it in the exact same slot. Maybe they realized it would be busted. Too bad, so sad. And yeah, okay. So that's you done with. So now I do time. I've got enough tickets. I'm fairly certain to get both of them to max pretty easily, so that's nice. And we're gonna go with the upside story, so it's gonna take a little bit to... It's gonna take a little bit before we actually get to the fights, right? Because we're gonna go through both these upsides and look at both these IDs. Cool looking, that's for sure. It's... God, the LCCB Ryoshu for the loading screen is a little funny. The interior of the containment unit is submerged in utter darkness, with not a hint of its walls or ceilings visible to the naked eye. Yet the child confidently strode through the tense, thick, swirling darkness that seemed to oppress the very air itself. As it would. The pencil pushers in fancy suits like the lecturer said instinct work will be most efficient against this one, but tossing them feed from a safe distance is not my style. They pulsate like feebly beating hearts. The white cocoons, each an approximate size of an adult human, hang low to the floor. The child's gaze rises, following the strand that the cocoons descended from, as red eyes light up the ceiling like a midnight forest fire, shredding through the dark. Oh, okay. Funny. Huh. Even with this cursed instinct so deeply rooted in your origins, you managed to transcend this drab containment unit into a form of art. I'm not gonna say anything about his friend is the funniest thing ever. Oh, I'm really hoping Violet Noon just kills everyone, and that's the bit. God. We'll see, we'll see. Within the shadowy containment unit lies an even darker place, trapped amidst the tightly woven cocoons. Entombed in the cell where only the sounds of one's own heartbeat, the skittering noise of tiny spiders, and the cold brushing of threads could be heard. Such tragic horror the deceased employees suffered, this painting of hell, was enough to sate the child's artistic interest. Yes, I've never seen art like this so up close in my life. Or maybe the ones I did see were not worth remembering. The swarm of baby spiders was already starting to climb up the child's leg. And after crawling to and fro between the child's arms and neck for a while, as though searching for something, they began digging into her flesh with their sharp teeth. However, the child did not wince or blink even as the painful bites began slowly devouring her. Instead glared straight back at the ominous eyes observing her every move. I'll admit, this little installation was worth a view. But no more than that. As raw as this piece is, your instinct is far from beautiful or pure. With that, the child slowly raised her leg. A provocation. That's what she was about to. That she was about to crush the baby spiders, the entity's children, under her feet. Oh, you're saying she's only one, Prudence? One does not choose their birth parent, yet they are born with and saddled with the responsibility to live within their bounds. Unless you're merely a pathetic fallen shell of a thing who can do nothing but grandstand. If you really consider these baby spiders your family, shouldn't you be attacking me by now? Spiderbot and the child exchanged an unblinking glare. After a standoff that felt like an eternity, and only after the work was completed did she pull back her threatening feet. There wasn't an ounce of emotion in her eyes when she looked over the baby spiders. They seem used to tearing through skin and burrowing into the raw flesh. You've let them feast on my men often, Is that how a mother educates her children? Oh, she's like the captain. I don't think I really looked too closely at her band, but yeah, huh. It's interesting. She's of a higher rank than, Yisong, then. There was no reply from the abnormality, just as she had expected. But the child seemed to have decided that it was an answer enough. Or perhaps the child decided that the fault of the parent was not of its children. She carefully pulled the baby spiders, who were still busy chomping away at her flesh, off her body and placed them gently on the ground. I suppose my question was a waste of breath. Parents. Fools who can't stand even a moment not spent injecting their children with their own prejudices. It really sounds like you're the one projecting there, eh? When the child left, silence once again rushed into the dark of the containment chamber like water flowing into a void. You look so miserable that I won't be surprised if you were to drop dead at any moment. Talking to Yisong? Yeah, he is just an agent, though. The corridor was full of employees from teams other than the safety team that the child was a part of. The child seemed to have noticed something after a quick sweep of the hallway. She grabbed her 2 ego weapons. The rookies are all huddled together. And no V, is it? Noon of Violet? This is no Night of Violet, by which I presume you are referring to a midnight that we must contend with. It is the noon. How can you tell the difference between NOV being noon and night? Okay. What I mean by NOV was, are you hard of hearing? If it indeed was the noon of Violet. Violet, okay. You're referring to, then you would be correct. Your men are all gathered abreast one another. Captain? Okay. Yeah, Yisong was just... He's not Sinclair, right? He was doing his best. He's a poet, but he's not an artist, so he can't fully understand. The air child's explanation was cut short by the sudden sensation of something heavy tapping against his head. Oh, no, okay. I thought it meant being crushed by... I thought the blunt object was the noon. Raised her crushing blunt weapon with a skull emblem on it, and was lightly yet repeatedly smacking the coffin-carrying child's head. I am not panicked. Oh, she's trying to... This is so funny. Because she's using a light damage weapon to bring him back to sanity, because she's making, like, the joke that he's panicked, right? So she's trying to bring it. That's funny. It is merely that I did not gain the benefits of last night's rest on account of the shortness of my slumber. I hope one day we get a Yi-Song ID that's just him in, like a nightgown and, like, a nightcap, and it's just, like, well-rested Yi-Song. He deserves it one of these days. Maybe it'll take a few years, though. Thus, would you mind ceasing this continued drumming my head with your penitence? Consider yourself lucky that it's not SH that's hitting your head, Gloomface. Skull, or Spiderheads? It's Skullface Spiderhead, I'm pretty sure, yeah. One could mistake this for a mere workplace banter between two coworkers on an average day, but the rookie employees were all shuddering with fearful anticipation. Clearly, something terrible was afoot. And not even a minute later, an eardrum-shattering alarm blared all across the building. We have a DOV in our hands, Donna Violet, but this is the level of trumpets we're getting. I would like to repeat myself that this is not an ordeal of midnight, Captain. I ask that you refer to it as the noon of... That's not what I mean. At any case, I am suspicious. It's almost like the manager already knows what's coming. Yeah, it shows up in the top left for the manager. Got any guesses? I have none in particular. It may be as simple as mere competency. For I had heard that the manager was as foresighted from the day he started. Metaphorically speaking, of course. How unhelpful. Where did all the pencil pushers go? The child looked around, realizing that there weren't any clerks around. Indeed, there were none. All were immediately executed on sight. Certain abnormalities are motivated to breach containment upon a certain amount of deaths, after all. this is like basically this is our go-to facility. Executing all the clerks to prevent, stuff like Mountain from getting angry. Really incredible. Huh. What an interesting way to do art. Oh! Everybody in the safety team. Training team needs reinforcements, so head over there, please. That's really cool. They pull out the LobCorp little speech bubbles thing for this. Try to stay focused, okay? Well, everything goes downhill soon anyway, so it's not like it'll matter in the grand scheme of things, but... That green tin can with Brain pickled in it and Keflin's prattling again. We're missing 2 men. Are they getting high on Keflin like that? GTC... Something... I think something team captain, but really just the team captain, unless, that green team captain. How did you know? Oh, Tiffany! Wow, the colleague of the movie from the training team is currently in an unresponsive state due to over-medication. That's the one from LobCorp, alright. NFW. The child drops the cigarette, her mouth briefly opening from exasperation. She stared at the group of safety team agents before turning away and lighting a new one. What about the other agent? The bald one. Who? It is most likely that they are handling the stele that has fallen within the safety team's premises. The bald one? Do we have a bald as awesome? Do we have bald as awesome Merceau in this department? You better be off with them. Ignore what the GTC said. He's hopped up top to bottom on E. What does this mean? What do you mean the bald one? The bald one is here. Patently, that is the manager's wish as well. I'll be the reinforcement for the training team. After confirming the exhausted child's affirmative nod, she began rushing through the hallway at a breakneck speed. As soon as she reached the training team area, however, she spoke as if she was answering someone. Enough crying and fussing. It wasn't like there were other employees following her. She's talking to the ego, of course. She wasn't talking to the 2 members of the training team, who were already fighting off the entities either. Of course, being Dawn and Otis. I almost said Hod, God. There's a big plate of meal waiting just for you. Can't you see? At those words, spoken with a grin, the terrible red eyes all opened wide and began tremor like a roar. These footsteps are Lady Otis forsooth, 'tis reinforcements from the safety team. It's Captain Otis, not Lady. You couldn't have come at a better time. I just fired my 6th shot. Is anyone else coming with you, Captain of the safety team? Listen, I'm talking to the will to spill blood, for goodness. We don't need to hold ourselves back with such fancy restrictions just to see some blood. Spite a skullface. Busy chatting with her ego, huh? Like her, some employees seem to resonate with certain egos. Then, perchance we shall be availed to the opportunity to see Lady Ryoshi's fabled eagle dual-wielding. There's no time to sit here and gawk. Prepare yourself. Moments before we take down the threat, the cliff-on counters will tick down with a flash of light. A bright violet light imbued the stela, just as the training team captain said, but before it even had the time to explode, the child leapt into the air, both of her egos raised high above her head. Movements of her muscles, not steeped in training, but in instinct. An ego-wielding technique not bound by form. While she certainly pales in comparison, her style reminds me of a certain someone. Alright, Carmen, alright. Yes, the one who shielded me then. She who spoke of the pain of the back streets. Now burst. The child perfectly wields both ego weapons and effortlessly shatters the violet colossal stelae to pieces. Perhaps she is quite like her, at least in this regard. Alright. Thank you, Carmen. Very cool. Interesting upside story, that's for sure. A lot happened as well. I'm still very concerned by the bald one. What do you mean by that? Was it just a random guy, or, like... I don't know. You've got a fair bit of bits going on here, though. That's for sure. Oh god. I don't know where's the best place to start. Getting charged could gain red or penance instead. And they're unaffected by charge potency, yeah. So it's not saying... Is it just random then, assumably, because it doesn't specify? But yeah, so red eyes, plus 1 more bleed with base coins effects, and that doesn't stack. Max value of 20, unique charge, fixed potency, resources can be used by certain skills for additional effects. 1 to 7 is red eyes, 8 to 15 is alert, and 16 to 20 is devouring. The amount of additional bleed inflicted by the first line of this buff is equal to the buff enhancement stage. Okay, so at 8 plus red eyes, it becomes 2 more bleed, and becomes 3 more bleed at 16 plus. Not like the biggest amount. Penitence, heal 2 SP on hit with base coins that gain penitence. And gain penitence percent of max HP to shield. So since it says up to 20, you can gain up to 20% of your shield with max HP per turn. That's nice. And amount of SP healed is multiplied by enhancement stage times 2. So it becomes 6 SP on hit when it hits stage 3. That's nice. You lose some SP from this, don't you? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Red eyes divided by 2% more damage. Speed is faster than target by 3 more. Deal additional damage. Target's bleed, gain 1 red eyes, 3 times per turn. Okay, so that's one of your big red eyes gaining methods. Just would gain 1 every time you hit a target with bleed. And it's 2 damage. Deal additional penitence, 2 damage. Yeah. 20 plus SP, gain 1 penitence when hitting any with gain penitence, 3 times per turn. Okay, cool. And when hit by an enemy, gain 1 penitence. Okay, so your support passive is a 3 NV Resonance. Okay, as expected, there was a little bit of a caveat. I mean, NV Resonance is not bad because there is, NV teams. And she really isn't too important in any NV team. I mean, if you want to do, like, super NV kill stuff, like, you kind of want Warp. But you can have her on the support for that. Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice. Yeah, you're right. 3 Lust and 3 Gloom owned. Kind of surprised they haven't done this before, really. I feel like it would be kind of obvious you could have multiple owned things. Both of them or either one or the other. I think both, most likely. Which is cool. It's fitting, of course, Luster, Spiderhead, Gloom for Skullface. Yeah, 3 HP and 3 SP healing a turn for the 3 NV res. Not the easiest thing to trigger, but more support passive that can provide some healing and SP stuff is always appreciated, even if it's a little bit conditional. Both these shut up, yeah. Gain 3 penitence, 4 if you get a head sit, and gain 2 red eyes, cool. And this one, Quinn Power, high things, 4 penitence, 3 red eyes, and red eyes equal to bleed on target divided by 2, max 3. You're guaranteed to inflict, if you've got red eyes, guaranteed to inflict at least 3 bleed here, so you'll probably gain, so you gain at least 4 red eyes from this one. Okay. That's certainly something. And then skill 3 Skullbuster, which is your normal one, and then you got Serious Skullbuster. If they're both at 15 plus, I have Serious Skullbuster instead, yeah. 7 of each, okay, and 2 additional penitents. And so how's your healing looking? Self and one ally below 80% by penitence divided by 2% of each unit's max HP. Not great, since you need to have, I mean, decent chance you've got decent penitence at this point. Still could be like a solid like 5%, 10%, depending on how much penitence you have. And it's also penitence divided by minus 10 SP. So yeah, this isn't supposed to be the big one. I think the other form is supposed to be the big one. Yeah, more coin power for red eyes, base power for every penitence consumed. Lose 15 SP, gain only ashes remain next turn. So you get even more healing and SP healing stuff next turn. Lead equal to red eyes consumed minus 15. Or damage for red eyes and penitence consumed. Max 160% with the third coin. And this one's just straight up penitence instead of divided by 2. So yeah, that's even more. So you would heal like, you heal at least 15% SP for your ally and yourself. And potentially 4 people. This could theoretically heal 4 people for 20%. It's a little bit of setup, but that's nice. Cool. And your defensive skill, like I think I said this, but like I think this is gonna be pretty solid. 2 red eyes. If you just do this turn 1, you can get 3 red eyes, 3 penitence. You'll probably get hit, so you'll gain a little bit more penitence. That's not the worst counter, but you do gain a lot of status effects from just skilling, so I don't know if that's the biggest deal. Okay, she seems pretty cool, that's for sure. We'll have to use her in action to see, but she's got a lot of healing potential, that's for sure, which is really nice to see. Being able to, feast on people. Oh, I should protect sanity, right? That's normal, right? I think so. Yeah, okay. You don't have any funny sanity stuff. That makes sense. I thought it was a possibility, but wasn't really expecting it. Cool. Get you to level 45, and we can see your update story now. You're not the head of the department, so you might not have an interesting one. Okay, it's heavy gifts that I shoulder. A twain of wayward souls in each of my palms, fingers held ever closer. Where lies our destination now? I had to read that quickly, of course. But you're not the head of the department, so you're not, like, the biggest deal. But yeah, you can see the repression logo sure is just right there. Nay, I have rested well enough. Oft I am summoned for work, yet I despise it not. Thus there is no need for you to worry. This is going to be another, like, conversation thing. Are we going to learn if Funeral can properly speak or not? Oh, or does he just speak in rings? An invisible bell resounds 2 pleasant, high-pitched rings. The only sounds within the containment unit are the child's voice and the bell. You worry that I may be overstraining myself? Perhaps I would say that, were the current workload much worse than usual. Yet it is as burdensome as it always has been, thus familiar, which in turn makes it rather passable. The child replies as though he is engaged in a mutual conversation with something. It's likely the abnormality with the head of a butterfly is directly transmitting its voice to this agent. In fact, I find this dialogue, rather pleasant. A conversation with you seems to broaden my perspective on things. The abnormality chatting with the child is a rather difficult entity to manage. Yep. T0168, also known as Funeral of the Dead Butterflies. This abnormality is rather choosy about which employees gets to manage it. Those with an unjust heart find nothing but a waste of time conversing with it. And those that are rash of heart will quickly find themselves exhausted. That is what makes this child a most fitting employee to manage this abnormality. He has an appropriate amount of both a sense of justice and patience, and despite the fact that he is suppressing the abnormality's impulses, he does it through a gentle method of engaging in a mutual dialogue, not by force. The abnormality is probably intelligent enough to recognize that it is an attempt to manage it, but it does not allow it to bother him. Whichever was the case, it was rare to find an agent whose mind does not immediately crumble upon conversing with it. A dull sound of a bell echoes once. I was merely watching the butterfly resting upon the back of your hand. It's a chill butterfly. They are those with no place to return, thus are bound to rest upon you. Is that correct? Instead of a bell, the large butterfly atop the abnormality's head slowly flutters its wings. A behavior equivalent to a nod, perhaps. Should you perish, will the butterflies flutter away again, as one sits only to rise again? There is no easy way to comprehend what this child is saying. It is rather difficult to understand what he means. He should know that death is not a concept applicable to the abnormalities, but the clear, almost refreshing sound of the bell conveyed that this work session yielded a positive result. The abnormality quite enjoyed that response. Probably. Then I shall take my leave. Until next time, farewell. With that, the child exited the containment unit. He stands there for a moment, gladly enjoying that brief moment of respite. Still trapped in a daydream. Captain Ryoshu. Only to be awoken from his ruminations by the child with a cigarette in her mouth. Captain of the safety team. Treating abnormalities like they're people only complicate things. Don't make me SIT. Or is it like slice? And no, is it? I don't remember. I am only giving it the impression of it. As you are well aware, this abnormality is... At least try to hide your grin when... We don't have time for this. Warning, non of violet. Warning. First warning trumpet activated. All suppression units in each department. An ordeal descends. Yes, it does. You're coming with me. I don't suppose there is any need for that. The child wields the guns imbued with butterflies and stands back to back with the captain. Things aren't going according to plan. Can you see Ryoshu in this artwork? Is she actually back to back in the artwork? I don't think so. I don't see her at all. But no, you can see the coffin, which is super cool. It's a cool ego gift in general, right? What, pray tell, doesn't this company? Stay here and hold the line. If you survive but every single containment unit in this department falls, I'll kill you myself. Got that? That is a manner of death I would very much prefer to avoid. The child mutters with an exasperated frown while the butterfly bullets continue to blast from his gun. He'd grown into a very skilled employee over his time here, enough so that he could exchange a few banters with his colleagues as he engaged in combat. It's also you're fighting Violet Dawn with Solomon. Violet Dawn are they White Week? They might be White Week. I think they're White Week. I might be wrong. It's been a while, but like they're Black Resist obviously, so you know half of the gun is working well, but still you're doing a lot of damage probably. You can kill these with like a Teth gear without needing to worry. This is like a Vav weapon in a He suit. Will you not assist, Captain? I'm heading on to visit the information team to pick up the bullets they moved from the middle layer. The bullets? I see. The bullets must be the shield-type bullets the manager and the Sephiroth fire to protect us, then. Nice. I prefer the bullet that bursts everything it touches. Isn't there true beauty in blast an annoying coworker's head apart? So logically, at this point, they have to be at least like day like 30-ish, right? Somewhere within that point. Like, there's a decent chance Walpurgis 6 rolls around and like we see like a Sephiroth core suppression shenanigans right in the background. Like, it kind of seems to be where we're near already, because if they've got execution bolts, they need to have at least researched Gabur a little bit. Gabur, of course, starting on day 26. Had to have been like at least like 27, 28 to get execution bullets, right? If they know of the existence of them. So definitely like fairly progressed in the game at this point. But I suppose the useful ones get to live. The control team captain ordered her men to move the bullet stock from the middle to the upper layer for some information training purposes, she says. Yeah, control team captain is of course a Faust. Like next time will be Crimson Dusk. I think next time's probably going to be... Honestly, next time might be Indigo Noon. I'm kind of expecting to see Sweepers at some point. I think it could make out. Don't know if we'll see Dusk so immediately, but I feel like if they want to do like another Noon... A big issue with a lot of the ordeals is a lot of the ordeals like are just kind of super tied to each level. Like, Crimson Dusk obviously is like... You couldn't realistically do earlier levels of Crimson. Or they just rewind to have them at day one. Oh yeah, that's true. There might be rewind shenanigans. I don't know if they'll do that immediately, but I do think they might do that sooner or later, right? That'll be how they, like, explain, like, Sinners getting, like, their second Walpurgis, like, LobCorp egos. I think Indigo is fairly likely. I don't think we're going to be getting... I think Violet makes a lot of sense for the Noon, because there is no Violet Dusk, and Violet Midnight's very standalone from the earlier ones, though, right? Because for all the Crimson Ordeals are pretty closely tied together. We'll probably get Crimson Dusk at some point, and that one will have Noon and Dawn as well, like, just tied to it. Another green might be weird. Like, I'd kind of expect there to be... I don't know, I feel like they could have saved green for... I think we might get, like, green, like, Dusk, maybe, at some point. We've already seen Dawn, though, so I'm not particularly expecting it. And then, of course, like, all of the Midnights would kind of need to be their own thing. They're all pretty notable. I'm not sure. I think Indigo is fairly likely to be the next one we see. Like, Indigo after Indigo probably would be Dusk. Or it would be Crimson Dusk, I think. That's my guess, at least. What's the risk of the little guys in the new Violet? From what I've heard, they're weak to Gloom. I think they showed that in, like, the image, right? The floor image. So they're, like, weak to Sing and stuff. I don't know, though. Makes sense, because I think they're White weak in LobCorp. I haven't gone to that point yet. Ah, is it Captain Faust of whom you speak? And the training cannot have been her purpose, only an excuse to ensure we have access to the bullets. As that level of preparation appears rather unnecessary for ordeals of dawn, patently a calamity of greater magnitude is nigh to unfold. It'll be a waste to use the bursting bullet on someone useful like you. I heard tale that the Sapphire in charge of Captain Faust's department maintains quite the dangerously high standard for her subordinates. Yeah, Malkuth moment. Testing, testing. Can you hear me, upper layer employees? I will be in charge of the operations for this ordeal, so please follow my directions. She can try to come up with something airtight, but she's not smart enough for that. The captain must have prepared those countermeasures for such emergencies. Ah, yet the more complicated the structure of a thing is, the greater the room it is for holes to go unnoticed. And I mean all of you, training team, information team, and safety team. I know that our employees can handle this. I suppose she's not lying, considering that an employee who can't handle it is no employee at all in her eyes. With that, the captain spun around and disappeared into the other side of the hallway. I really love seeing stuff from the agent's side of view, because, like, this is probably how the agents in LobCorp are, right? Like, you know, good old Bong Bong talking trash about the Sapphira. Like, it probably happened. Left alone, the child turns the muzzles of his handguns towards the violet creatures. Roots of understanding, have you not lost your ways? He carries out his duty, firing butterflies as lost as his foes. I mourn you, bloom and be the path for one another to follow. In solemn silence. So true. And get you up to 4, of course. Nice. Alright, you're gonna be a little weird as well, of course. We'll have to see. Vindy comes with 10 of each living and departed. So the inverts like randomly between living potency and departed count for each living and departed value. Living butterfly have like the same amount of living and departed as they were consumed, yeah. Runs out of it midway through skill, cancel and reload. When reloading or when gaining living departed, gain it based on the unit's SP. 0 higher SP, 30% chance to gain living, 70% chance to gain departed. Less than 0 SP, 70% chance to gain living, 30% chance to gain the departed. Cool. So low SP, you have more chance to inflict the one that'll heal your SP. That's the general idea, right? And 3 Gloom Resonance. If the unit killed the target with skill reload and gains living departed, gain 2 haste next turn, once per turn. Cool. Support passive, when it's a skill consume 2 sing on the target, inflict them with 1 butterfly 3 times per turn. Okay. A way to inflict butterfly with the support passive is interesting. It's just when any ally hits with a skill 3 times per turn. And it doesn't specify which butterfly, which is interesting. Is it random then? It's kind of weird how like inconsistent they are with specifying some things on these IDs. I don't know. Something that's definitely been catching my eye. Some of those kinds of things we really don't know. Like how we don't know when you gain charge with a Ryoshu, like does it go to both or only one or what? Let's see though. Okay, let me look at reload real quick. How much do you get reload? Reset both limit and gains max value, and there's some based on the probabilities listed in the passive. Like, this is some put in the account maxed out at 20. Okay. So there's always only, there can only ever be 20 combined, but like, whenever you reload, the ones you get is semi-random. That's interesting. So like, chances are you get 14 of one, 6 of the other based on the chances. Which is interesting, based on whether or not you're above or lower than SP. Every single skill consumes like one of it. Oh, this one consumes 5, okay. Being a Clash Wing with like 2 sinking counts, so Clash Wing sinking neutral. Clash Wing, this one's sinking negative, but only by 1. And this one is also sinking negative, okay. So he's not he's not great for maintaining sinking count, but he's good at bursting, which, I mean, makes sense. Yeah, I saw the thing about the skill 3 already, yeah. Yisang. Some funny stuff going on with this guy, that's for sure. Combat start reload, gain shield equal to the sun, both butterfly and selected target, percentage HP. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, simple enough skill 1. Simple enough, and it's just there's a lot of text. Simple enough might be the way to say it. But then skill 2, gain highest resistance living departed after attack. So you can just get some ammo. Set resistance with absolute resistance, gain highest resistance 2 with the living and the departed, max 12. Set resistance was at 4 plus absolute resistance, reload instead. Okay. So you get a 4 plus absolute resistance with skill 2, and you can just like go for like a 4 plus gloom absolute resistance, and you can just straight up reload with this. Pretty nice. Because it consumes 5. And then one with the second coin, so yeah. Spend a lot with that one. And this one, after attack reload, consume 1, consume 6, consume all. As you recall, at the end of 4, his defense skill and passive in one event with like the spike, which I think, yeah. Another case of it being a thing that just doesn't translate. It's like limited equal all butterfly in the target, yeah. Which is just a flat number, so it's not like that big of a deal, but it's something. It's a 4 coin, does a bunch of damage, 4% more damage for every value, not leaving the party consumed by this skill. Yeah, seems cool. Let's set up our team as well. I think I'm just gonna run full lobotomy ego, right? That'll be the obvious play to start out with. And then for everyone else, I'm just having them just wear just base ID stuff. I guess if I do that, I won't be able to use your ego, though. Throw you on. Because I'm pretty sure we're only going to have 5 people here, right? So do I bench Dawn? I might bench Dawn then, yeah. Just so we can use his ego a little bit. Okay. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my... Okay. Well, let's take my... Bunch of rewards. I won't look at these yet. I'm not going to worry about these tonight. I'll do these on my own time. I'm going to do normal... I'm going to do the actual story thing here, of course. Don't get me wrong, but I won't bother with the missions too much. And I'll just fix to Dante. It actually is. That's interesting. I noticed that, right? I noticed that was in the image, but I was assuming, like, no, surely it'll be HOD, right? Because, you know, HOD control team stuff, but it's fixed to Dante for some reason. Well, we've been using sloshing and waxing pinion. We're doing full lobotomy ego headquarters shenanigans, of course. IDs that specifically state Lobotomy Corp headquarters, technically different from the other Lobotomy Corp ones and stuff. Who do you make the head? I'll make you the head, yeah, sure. And as far as everyone else, I think I do this. Probably. It means we were benching you, but that's fine. I'll use you when I do the mirror dungeon. We get our little story thing as well, so that's cool. Alright, it is you ask, Faust. I looked up towards Faust, away from the PD in my hands, as it rattled and fixed the identity cards into each slot. Today is the 4th Walpurgis night. The location is at the same Lobotomy Corp headquarters of the past we visited. Its point in time and the branch of possibility uncertain. Surely it'd be really nice to have some tremor support for Faust, right? I could. That's true. I'm not going. I could. That is true. Thank you. Please proceed with slot identities to suppress the imminent ordeal. Phew. I've slotted in the Lobotomy Corp identities I pulled up during the previous Walpurgis nights. Faust probably wants to study the correlation between Walpurgis Night itself and the identities that can be pulled up only during each Walpurgis Night. Well, it ain't much of my business what identity we're supposed to wear, but can't you at least bother telling us where we are? I swear, it's always you two who... Yeah, I agree. We won't know what to do if you keep the important stuff just between the two of you, right? Yeah, what he said. I was trying to find a way to avoid sounding irritated. You have a way of mincing words, don't you? Thanks, lad. Huh? I guess? F you. Functionality upgrade? Come on, don't talk about me like I'm a machine or something. She's like, yes, Sinclair's unlocked a new ability, bluntness. Incredible. Faust cleared her throat in an attempt to clear the air and stem the conversation from going on a tangent. We are at the Information Team department of the former L Corp headquarters. Information Team? Well, I do recall that the place we had visited was called the Control Team department. Maybe they had a new department with every Walpurgis night. The Training Team and the Safety Team, both adjacent to this department, are currently accessible. Therefore, your assessment is untrue. However, it is possible that there is a reason the first place the door connected to was this location. Perhaps further analysis may yield more concrete information. She's trying to take a more active role in learning things for herself. It seems that the events of the warp train rattled her more than I'd thought. She's probably concerned that similar loss of connection to that repository of Faust's knowledge may occur again. This place is pretty barren, huh? The more I look around, the more I see just purple. Huh, you got that right. Can't chalk that up to just being a corporate office, if you ask me. Doesn't seem like a great workplace environment at all. It really feels like they're just trying to make it so everyone has, like, a line so far. Just a bunch of sinners are speaking right now. A good commander decorates their subordinates' living spaces with their morale in mind, even if it means going against their own tastes. Whoever heads this department must be someone quite unfit to lead. Got yesod. I bet they're not the only one who's unfit to lead. Ishmael was rummaging through a pile of miscellaneous items, muttered from a distance as Otis mused at the ceiling. I found some employee doodles and scribbles back here. Oh, I suppose the department leads were called Sapphira. They're saying something about how their Sapphira is... Ooh, now that's some spicy profanity. I will read them. Merso, you don't have to read the insults and profanities. Understood. In that case, I will instead peruse the documents first and produce a comprehensive summary. Sometime later. Thank you, Merso. He's filtering out the swears. He's the moderator. That is all. Okay, so, first of all, thanks for skipping past all the profanities, but... Wow, that made me feel bad, and I've got nothing to do with this place. It is not uncommon to see department leads shouting and butting heads, but... Star, heart, yeah, basically. Perhaps a physical altercation would have been preferable to letting such bitter animosity fester like this. It was clear to us that the Sephiroth did not share a very healthy work relationship with one another, yeah. Not to mention that not many employees really put their faith in their Sephiroth. Hey, this Sapphira they call Malkuth. She must have been the Sapphira of the Control Team department where we fought the ordeal last time. I can tell from the way she talks that she treats her employees like parts of a machine, driving them to their deaths, replacing them when they inevitably crumble. I guess a wing is a wing after all. Yeah, look, here's a conversation log with Hod, the Sapphira of the training team. Looks like she started off pretty rough, but managed to avoid making things hostile in the office. From the sound of it, she really cares for employees. Oh well, that's a whole another type of annoying though, you know? Then, her heart would never have rested easy as long as she was here. The grievances of the employees would have reached her ears nonetheless. She may have given herself doses of painkillers she hid under the label of altruism, but she truly cared for them despite it all. Well, yeah, pretty accurate. And this yesod must have been... I see this Fire of the Information Team department here. Clearly a stickler for the rules. Viper, he was called. Perchance he had an unsavory habit of sinking his teeth into his employees. It's only a figure of speech. He does seem like the irritating type, but he would have served as a decent strategist. This appears to be a meticulous record of the work schedules. According to that digital calendar, the upcoming schedule is fast approaching. There's no time to share the details regarding the ordeal. I suppose we should have checked the documents first. Heavy thump of the lights follows Otis's deep sigh. The lobby lights suddenly change, and the floor began to tremble. Well, can't say I'm surprised. We knew that an ordeal was coming, after all. Still, I wish we'd have some prior knowledge of our enemies this time. Yeah, what in the name of wings is that creature of vermin is it? 'Tis so far yet appeareth so grand in size. Naturally, we whipped around to look at Don Quixote, who then directed our attention towards something writhing in the distance. A thing of bizarre shape, crawling and squirming. If they have appeared in the safety team's corridors as well, then... There's more! There's more! Fast. Anything you can tell us about them before they start rushing us? I shouted, watching with horror as the curiously violent, grub-like creatures slowly spawned into the hallway from thin air. Even though she probably didn't have much to tell me about them anyway. They will not rush us. The reports of these entities are rather slow. In fact, they're an ordeal of Violet. Time done. If they are indeed Violet, then it is unlikely that we will have much time to discuss this further. We must immediately engage them, starting from the safety team hallway. A similar situation is very likely imminent in the information team and the training team hallways. Huh? So what? We've got to crush them like there's a timer or something. That would be an apt attitude, yes. The entities will soon be manifesting in every department. If we fail to quickly clear the zone and seek and destroy them in other departments... Get your support code, please. If you go to my YouTube... I need to put the extra IDs. If you go to my YouTube channel, my friend code is in the description, I believe. So you can try adding that. If we don't, then we may come face to face with the kind of pandemonium we would rather not have the displeasure of experiencing. Every Cliffoth counter in each department will immediately drop to 0. And thus the abnormalities contained within shall be released. Oh, bollocks, come on! We just got off that bloody warp train! I think we've had enough of the wings shenanigans to deal with by now. Yeah, zip it and grab your weapon. I'm going in. Alright. Just rushing in. So they're grub-like, but they're fruits, no. I mean, they're called Fruit of Understanding, but, like... Not exactly literally, right? They're like weird little creatures. They're not one-to-one to anything in particular, right? Okay, well, let's see. What is this? Imminent Decay. Lose 1 stack at 1 minus stack. Use a special skill. Yeah, they explode. Yeah, I get it. Mental Fracture. So less than +1 per stack. Expires when it reaches 5 seconds. Take 10 SP damage. Lose 1 stack per turn. Sure. Okay, gain 1 understanding. Deal more damage per stack. Take more damage per stack. Sure. They look like hearts. Yeah, they've got like the little like aorta stuff going on. Cell terminates on a certain number of damage when he deals damage. Also does 1 to 3 SP damage. Black damage. Cool. They kind of look like hearts. Yeah. They're like heart-like. They're... fruits. Why is this one a lower imminent decay? Is because it's defending? I don't know. Anyways, that's got to be the one we focus on more. They're weak. They don't have any resistances. They're weak to a bunch of things, it looks like, though. Okay. They're probably weak to, like... I mean, probably, like, gloom, lust, envy, that sort of thing. Also, let's look at these IDs. These guys are drippy. Look at him. Look at Yisong just, like, stands, like, just, like, he's just chilling. You're looking awesome. And she's very cool looking because, like... her look, like, changes, right? Like, the eyes turn on when she builds up enough red eyes. That's pretty cool. You've already got a Skullbuster. Actually, immediate Skullbuster is not a bad play, right? Immediately get it going. Oh, yeah, what does this do for us? Oh, it does quite a bit. Gain the additional skill 3, but use a skill 1. Yeah, skill +1. Heal fitness speed. Like, status effect stuff on kill again resources, yeah. I don't remember exactly what the control team captain did, but it's basically identical. Might be slightly different, but it's roughly the same thing. We can start doing some damage. Struggling, oh jeez. Is Perception the higher rolling one, I think? Yeah, seems like it. Okay, cool. You start preparing. You can Nightmare Hunt that guy. Cool. That should be good. Yeah, sure. Some scary clashes here and there, but that's fine. It's part of the fun. Part of the fun. Yeah, we're chilling. You didn't get built up with your magic bullet because you lost your first coin. That's fine. It happens. Capture Training Team didn't have the skill changing effect. It did. I'm fairly sure it did because I remember, you know, you getting more magic bullet fires with magic bullet nodes. Oh, that just killed. Yeah, that one just died. Okay. Wasn't really expecting it, but you know, we'll take it. Okay. Unfortunately, the one that we are not killing immediately is the one that kind of would benefit from killing immediately. Maybe you're thinking Librarian Effect. Yeah, the Librarian Effect might not have done... I don't remember. Salvation. Are you a different one? You've got more skills than the other ones. Why is... This one's slightly different, but looks near identical, I'd say. I don't know. Well, I'll kill that with a Metallic Ring, yeah, because it should mass attack. Yeah, cool. That'll work. And then we'll just spam, like, bad skills this turn. That should work. Oh, that's an attack. Wait, we need to be a little bit more careful with that one. And I kind of want your SP going up, yeah. That should work. You're using Lament and Despair every other turn. No, Armageddon was saying that the Green Dawn didn't have the effect, but I'm pretty sure it does. Cool. Get some kills. On to Information Team. Noon is building up, so we need to be careful. It's at 3 now. It looks like it's out of 6, so need to be a little bit hasty. Luckily, I did learn that Goodbye Now, Soren, you should kill one of these guys basically instantly. We should be able to just do that and get away with it. And otherwise, just like get a bunch of these guys. I just gotta be careful with you. Yeah, that might work against us. That's fine. Do some clashing. Sure. So you mean I got too much skill 3? Yeah. Cool. Goodbye Now, Soren. You is going to be doing a lot of damage once again. Unfortunately, our bullets are really bad looking. Okay, well, we were fine anyways. Cool. Yeah, living seems like it's going to be the problem this time. He doesn't really have a way to lose SP. I don't know, it kind of seems like you're never going to be doing good on living. I don't know. These ones are doing a bunch of things. Is it actually something new? I don't think so. I gotta click on body part and... Yeah, okay. No, is it... Did I not look at everything? Why does this still say new? Okay, I don't know. It doesn't make that big of a difference. We're chilling. Unclashable. Oh. Huh. Didn't notice that. I think we stagger you at least, so I don't think it's that big of a worry. I think we're chilling. Nice. You also have your skill 3 will be ready soon. And I don't think we kill top one here. That's actually kind of bad, isn't it? Okay, now. We're still doing fine. Just spam our weak skills. We're chilling. This should kill. You kind of need to pop one of those, though. Okay, cool. Wave 3 out of 3. Yeah, awesome. You can only 2 target with that. That's fine. We'll live with it. You can only 2 target with that one. That's fine. We'll live with it. And you're killing that one. Cool. Should be good. Did he only single target? You sure did, yeah. Okay, that's fine. It happens. This isn't like an optimal team or anything, right? What's the blue status? The blue exclamation mark status on them, by the way? It's understanding. It's just like 5% more damage dealt and taken for each stack of it they have. It's fairly minor. Cool. And we kill this time. So what? Will you kill these guys? Get crushed by noon, die? Like I'm not fully sure what like the game plan's gonna be, right? Kind of feels like we're just gonna die. His Sun Clash Mage looks really cool. Yeah, he just looks really cool in general. It's unfortunate Ryoshu, well, we used her skill 3 immediately and she didn't draw another skill 3, so we could not serious Skullbuster, but that's fine, it happens. We've got double Yesod skill 3 here, so these guys are really dead. And I mean really dead. Yeah, no, his ammo seems pretty, like, much like a non-issue, right? I don't know. Dawn completed. Grant us love. Oh boy. Yeah. I had a feeling. I really did. Incredible. Sometime later. That's a relief. At least it wasn't indestructible. A rubble of broken stones lay over the exhausted sinner's feet. Alright. That didn't last long. I see. It fades away to naught. Yes. While the entity took the form of a stone stele, an object commonly composed of inorganic material, it is likely that its existence itself is perceived as a religious artifact in certain determinate locales. True. That giant object did suddenly appear out of thin air before dropping right in front of us. The stele, which had once threatened the sinners with its tentacles, soon disappeared from our sight like it never existed. If Faust hadn't pushed me into the hallway just in time, I'd have been... Dante. Wham! We would have all died forever if that thing had crushed me, too. We were not crushed by the stele, to be exact. The real issue was the shockwave that came after the crash. I thought I slipped away in time, but I had no idea the shockwave would be so deadly. We're going to have to find a way to deal with that shockwave somehow, or it'll be too risky to continue with our Walpurgis night expedition. I'm not saying that I'm scared of the pain I have to go through when reviving the sinners, which really, really hurts, of course, especially when it's 12-fold, but I'm not sure if I want to ask them to repeatedly run a mission that's guaranteed to kill them in the end. Moreover, we don't even know if whatever we'll find here will be worth all the trouble. According to the information given, it is said that ordeals cannot occur in immediate succession. They can't occur right after one another. What, did the giant piece of rock have nothing to do with an ordeal, then? Yes, it was indeed an ordeal of Violet. However, this was the noon of Violet. Ordeals of the noon are a degree higher than ordeals of the dawn, which we had already experienced with. Faust's brows were frowning at a nigh imperceptible angle. She was sighing even as she relayed that information to us, clearly perturbed by something. I suddenly recalled what Faust speculated back at the warp train, that the Gesellschaft may have had made a purposeful omission. You think this is the Gesellschaft withholding information from you again? There is no evidence to say for certain. They did not withhold the information regarding the ordeal of noon. Thus, the more likely explanation is that this was merely a manifestation of a rare possibility. Yet your suggestion does concern me. If it was indeed a manifestation of a rare possibility, then we must seek for clues in this Walpurgis night that may point us to an explanation. So, should we explore further? But, hello everyone! Can you hear me? A loud buzz, crackle, and an unfamiliar voice broke through the awkward silence we were meandering in. Blimey, who said that? Oh, I hearken unto thee! Oh, I guess I can't hear your answers anyway. Ahem. Ignore what I just said. Hello, this is Hod from the training team speaking. It appears that the Sapphire Hod, whose name we first learned of in the earlier document, is the one speaking to us. Aha, so this is her voice, huh? Gotta say, this is kind of what we all expected her to sound, right? We are all investigating how and why an ordeal of noon occurred immediately after the dawn. I understand that an unfamiliar situation like this may cause a sense of alarm and anxiety, but there's nothing to worry about as long as you remember the instructions under the exception dash number 40-AA measure, which I made sure to mention in every training session. Exception 40AA? Just how many exceptions did she come up with? She must be a leader with a very hands-on approach to team management. Commanders who are overprotective of their personnel often make such mistakes. Guys, I don't think it's time to share our first impressions. We don't know what measure she's talking about. At this rate, we'll get... Oh. There was a dull thwick just as Sinclair began to air his concerns. Execution bullet? Oh, did I just get shot? You there, at the lobby. You've been dozing off during our drills, haven't you? I'm pretty sure I explained that in outlier cases like these, we'll be firing physical intervention shield bullets we share with the middle layer. So why are you acting all surprised like you've never been shot before? Ah. Shield bullets? Huh, that bullet does look kind of familiar, actually. We carefully approached Sinclair to take a closer look at where the projectile hit him. Oh hey, I recognize this. This looks just like the decay ampule. That almost melted me into a puddle back at K-Corp. Ugh, I'm getting unpleasant goosebumps just from thinking about it. You were totally badass though, Ishii, jumping right in front of Dante, taking the bullets for them and everything. Ha! Then she went ahead and hurled a bloody harpoon into Clockhead's shoulder herself only a few months later. Like a good circular narrative structure. Okay, It is not a K-Corp ampule. While it is true that K-Corp's technology was used to regenerate its employees, a barrier field like this fundamentally differs from the type of technology used by K-Corp. It is said that Lobotomy Corporation maintained collaborative relationships with other wings, including K-Corp. Through the said collaborations, they obtained bullets and ampules of diverse functionalities useful for the workings of this company. So is the shield bullet related to another corp? Is that what you're coming at? I could definitely see it. It seems like a very useful effect, you know, shield type stuff. There's a lot of use for it, I'm sure. It appears that this shield bullet is a result of one such partnership. Wait, then this bullet will... It is said that this bullet can partially negate physical damage, which is also known as red damage in Lobotomy Corporation terminology. It will likely shield us from the shockwave created by the Stellae as well. We'll have a counseling session later about your lack of focus during training. For now, please try to suppress this ordeal of noon as soon as possible. I'll give everyone a physical intervention shield, so let's try to take care of this ordeal with as few casualties as possible. Dante, let us... Oh, right. Let's get a move on and deal with the other Stellaes as well. Indeed. It would be preferable if we returned after confirming the destruction of Stellaes in other areas as well. We will have to visit Lobotomy Corporation headquarters of different possibilities as well. We will make use of the Sapphira and the shield as soon as we are able then. Good idea. Thanks to the unexpected support from a Sapphira, we were able to explore further through the Walpurgis night. M-Corp from the Mega Moonstone Shield and mental damage. I mean, M-Corp might be the case for, like, white shields, right? But it's not like every single shield needs to be from the same corp, I guess, right? I don't know, we still know so little about Moonstones. I feel like Moonstones are talked about so much when, like, it's very vague what they do, right? Like, we don't even see, like, the effects of them, and, like, we just know Lou has it, but we don't, like, see that help them, like, whatsoever, right? Doesn't factor into their, like, gimmick at all, as far as we know. Who knows? All those trainings were for their own good. Is that so hard to understand? It was just that. I couldn't help but think back to Hod's last few utterances that managed to slip through the static. Made me wonder what really went down here at the headquarters of Lobotomy Corporation. Yeah, she's not doing too well. And then hard mode assumably is going to be the other one, yeah. Probably. Did I do everything here? I don't really look at the things. I did, cool. So I don't need to bother with easy again. Usually hard as the stuff that's actually, you know, potentially problematic though. Kinda does this Hongu Ishmael feel the idea is just randomly heal SP through their skills. Yeah. I don't know, but from everything we've heard about Moonstones makes it sound like they help protect against SP, not that they heal SP, right? A lot of ideas of random SP healing stuff. I don't know, that doesn't sound very Moonstone-y. We don't really know for sure, but as far as we know, Moonstones is more mental protection than, like, healing, right? Oh, we've got backup for this. Oh, no. Okay, let's... Now we do themed things. Actually, no, we should have you Rabbit for the LobCorp bit. That fits better. Much as I love Suncliff, I think that fits the theming a little bit better. Not by much, but it's something. You really don't have a good choice. Okay, Rose Spanner, good enough. And then you get Bell, cool. Sure. We do that. And we see how this goes. 7 backup. I think there's a decent chance we're expected to die to these things. So is this going to be 4 waves? Okay. And we do get the hot announcer for this one. Cool. 0-9, yeah. So it's going to be 3 waves with these guys, and then we'll actually get to fight the Noon. So that's cool. Glad to hear. So put Slosh Mill on your main team. No. Let's see if we get to clash with those. I'm not really expecting to get the opportunity to, so I mean... Kind of rough clash there, jeez. Gamble that then, sure. Send it. Yisong's gonna do a lot immediately with these skills, so that'll be nice. He might get tails though, yeah. So I don't know if it's gonna necessarily kill those guys instantly, unfortunately, yeah. Okay, we did kill that guy instantly still though, even with the tails. Loses some SP, he'll gain some SP back from clashing though, so we're doing pretty well. And then god, is it a cool clash animation. Like, I don't even think I've ever seen him actually like run out of ammo yet. Like, I think the skill 3 spam helps that. His skill 3 seems really... I mean, his skill 2 of the Resonance also seems decent at maintaining us. I don't know. Okay, you lost your clash, that's fine. Mental Fracture, that's bearable. And then we should just be able to kill these guys without too much of a hassle. Struggling, cool. I'd like to be able to win some clashes to get, you know, SP up, but it might not be the easiest thing to do. We're just having Ryoshi just attack to get, you know, the penitence SP healing, I guess, right? Okay, more of these guys, cool. We've got more skill 3s, cool. Which one is mass attacking you? Okay, cool. Do a bit of that. We'll pop the Skullbuster, I think it'll be worthwhile. Try something like that, cool. We just have 2 more skill 3s immediately though, so like we are killing here. That's for sure. Yep, dead instantly, as expected. I wonder if this one's going to die instantly. Like, the funniest thing is, like, we can make him do more damage, like... Because LCCB Ryoshi support passive still helps him a lot, right? Assumably. I haven't tested it out yet, but, like, assumably, it's stupidly good for him, right? This one's still, okay. Good job. That's fine. We're alright. Otis and Clash get her Sandy up a little bit, that's nice. We're in a good pace still, right? Yisong uses skill 1s to just cycle through his skills a little faster. You've got to make sure he's got more skill 3s ready for the next wave. He actually doesn't this time, though. Okay, that's a little scary. Ooh. You can't instantly kill everyone this time. That's so sad. I know how much he loves instantly killing everyone. Sure, try that. Seems good. His skill 2 is still good, right? Cool. Actually, I think the one on the right and the one on the bottom are exploding right now, so... Or exploding next turn. We should have some skill theories on Yisung. So, that's all you need, really. Yeah. Exploding, exploding. Yeah, cool. We will try and prevent that a little bit, right? Not really the biggest fan of the exploding thingy, so we'll try and stop you, I think. And this should work, yep. Nice kill. Excellent. You're doing good. Nightmare Hunt kills this guy, so we're looking good. Yeah, nice. They're all dead, and on to Funny, we get the shields, assumably. Return to the train team hallways again. Need the shield, yeah. We'll activate the regenerator. Oh, we can activate the regenerator, that's nice. Okay. Cool. Allies heal 3 HP and SP every turn. Cool. How much we reactivate? Heal HP, heal SP. I mean, we'll take more HP. Cool. Grant us love. And we've got the red shield, so it doesn't take us down. We can shield against it. Nice. God, like, the whole idea of, like, when it shows, like, all the sinners, like, surrounding the thing there, it looks so hype. I wish they'd just do that at some point, right? Just make it so, like, the boss is actually in the middle and all the sinners are surrounding it. Would go hard. How much HP do you have? Okay, decent chunk. Probably should have taken a look at some of the missions before doing this, but I don't think it's the biggest deal. Gain 2 protection on use. Okay. I'd rather if you didn't, honestly. Got him. And we have to clash something. Yeah, we can if we do it like this and then just do it like that instead. Yeah, okay, cool. Looks good. Okay, so all elements should actually run out of ammo. No? Hmm? Hmm. Oh, cool. We're doing good damage, so that's nice to see. Any magic bullet. You're close to staggering this thing already. I didn't even look at its passives. I just started attacking. Oh no, we're not close to staggering. I thought I saw a stagger. Do 3 damage to all enemies. Do SP damage whenever you hit. Oh, you've got body parts. Okay, that makes sense. I was just like, alright, we're killing this thing. And I just immediately was just like, yes, sounds good, sounds good. Should we bother, like, with the arms? Probably. Like, only this part gains protection, right? So... Can we manipulate this a little bit? Oh, we absolutely can manipulate this. Okay, we're gonna go all in on that part, I think. I think that's gonna be the play here. Okay, it doesn't go... Okay, so we can't have it only hit the one part. Alright. That's good to know. Well, we do that, then. It'll mainly hit that one. We'll see. And then otherwise, we want to clash that with something. We can do that, yeah, cool. Otherwise, we're going all in on this part. Cool. Looks good. We'll get to see some momentum action, see how funny this goes. What unfortunate, tragic children. I can do nothing but mourn for them. Okay, yeah, that was a bit of damage, I want to say. Yep. That was all 8 coins. He's at 5 SP, and he heals 18 SP. Like, that's insane. I think we staggered both tentacles. We might have staggered plus the one we were primarily targeting, so that's pretty nice. Oh, they're several. Okay. That was my bad. I didn't notice. Kind of unfortunate, but that's fine. And it comes back in a few turns. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of means we should just go all out on the main part then. We have another Solemn Lament we could do, right? Like, Favored isn't great odds, and I probably shouldn't clash, but I really want the SP heal, so that's why I'm clashing with it. I'm willing to gamble a little bit, right? I love a good gamble. I love gambling. No! I should not have gambled. I should have gambled! Okay, cool. Well, I mean, it's not great for us. Like, don't get me wrong. We probably... I mean, you know, it's still good. Still decent. Really wasn't great. Probably should have, like, waited a turn before bothering to just pop it again, but that's fine. You're dead, so it doesn't matter. Cool. I probably should break the arm. There's probably a mission for, like, defeating it after break while both tentacles are broken or something. Yeah. I should have looked at the missions beforehand. Didn't feel it was too necessary, though. Yeah, you did the most damage by, like, far. Obviously. And I definitely didn't do all the missions there, but... Defeated with a train team captain, yeah. I had a feeling that would be something. And it's like 6 different types of negative effects on a single enemy. Okay. That's an odd one. Sure. Ring is saying gaming, I guess? I don't know. We get a lot of rewards, though. Yeah, I mean, I didn't read through all of these, but, like, without even looking at them, I did almost everything. These ones, I mean, of course, take a little bit more. I had a feeling that this might have been a situation I needed to trigger, but that's fine. This is actually kind of hard. Yeah. Just need to have a bunch of, like, weak IDs, I guess, something like that, right? Bunch of random things. Because you don't even actually kill everyone with mass attack, yeah. First of all, for just fight to not require you to kill everyone with mass attack. Weird that it's happened twice, but you know, it's nice that it's not happening a third time. That's cool, yeah, boxes. Got some red boxes to open. Not a lot, but you know, we'll take it. If I can do a 10 pull, I'll do a single 10 pull. You know, just see if we get lucky. The only thing we need is Molar Announcer, so like... Not really reason to, but let's just do it, see how our luck goes, right? Nothing, cool. It was worth a shot. We got an LCCB Ryoshu, that's hype. Let's see, how am I doing? Where is it? Here it is, cool. What do you have for new ego gifts? That is penitence. That's pretty cool. That's supposed to be... Is it supposed to be penitency as well? Just like a doubt head or something? I know, penitence is obvious, butterflies is obvious. That's not the coffin. Are any of these fusion gifts, I guess? That's the first thing I should check. Doesn't look like it. Interesting stuff, though. There's going to be some interesting events on the floor. Oh, that's right, I gotta check here. You're right. No fusion gifts, no, huh? That's interesting. Mostly sinking. Interesting that this one's just random charge. How do you beat hard mode without death? That one move it does is too much damage. You need to kill them fast enough that they can't use the unclashable, right? Assume you're dying to the explode attack. Always prioritize the one that's got, like, the lower counter, right? Because in each of the waves, like, 1 or 2 of them will start with 2, and there's going to be the rest of them start with 3. The ones that have the 2 counter are going to explode, like, sooner rather than later. So you need to take them down as soon as possible. If you have Solomon Yisong, absolutely, just like have him like skill 3 of them immediately, and they should die pretty quickly. If you don't have Solomon Yisong, get him as a support unit, right? The pillar. What is the pillar? I just killed the pillar. I don't know what it does. Does it have an unclashable, assumably? Assumably, you just need to kill it fast enough, right? PM tweeted main account. Oh. Oh, jeez. I gotta pull this up. Look at the screenshot PM just posted. Like, oh god, OBS is not working. What do you? Okay. Look at that. Jeez. That's a lot of people in game. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Walpurgis is... It's funny how Walpurgis is when, like, a lot of people are, like, playing the most, right? Like, last Walpurgis was the last peak. You didn't encounter, but it's got randomly as a 5-way and clashable that deals 100 damage on hit. I mean, yeah, you gotta kill it fast. I'm pretty sure it's just the Violet Noon bit, right? If you don't kill it fast enough, it just hurts you a bunch, so you just gotta kill it quickly. In, like, LobCorp case, it, reduces clip out counter or stuff. In this time's case, it just does a bunch of damage. I think it's as simple as that. That's crazy. Because that's a lot of people. Jeez. It's funny seeing them tweet it from like the actual Project Moon account, not the Limbus account. They don't really do too much with the Project Moon account itself. They retweet a bunch of the Limbus stuff, but the actual me and Project Moon account, not too big a deal. But like that's Steam only, by the way. Like that's just the people. That's the amount of people on Steam that are playing the game right now. Yeah, like last peak, yeah, 29th of April 2024. Do you get the request? Might have. Yeah, cool. Sure. So there we go. I should probably also change your ego. Cool. I'm not even sure how up to date. I don't even know if I have your Vav equipped. I don't. Yeah. I don't really pay much attention to supports unless I've got a friend who like actively is in need of something, right? So I'm sure plenty of support stuff is just outdated for me. That's fine. That should work. Both the Lobotomy Ego 3 stars are on my support now, and also Pirate Gregor with Solemn Lament if you want that. I don't know, but yeah. So if you do end up needing that. Okay. Do I get some boxes for the next one from now? Yeah. You also do keep in mind you've got 2 weeks. You might be able, be able to get like a 10-20 pulls like before the event ends just by doing like weekly mirror dungeon stuff, right? Like you can get some lunacy from that method. You're not like doomed yet. It's not a lot of pulls you can do, but there's still a couple you can do, right? You might get lucky. You never know. Yeah, look at those shards. Look at that thread. And like we're getting 2 more IDs this season. A Rodion 3-star and an unspecified 3-star that's probably Dawn, maybe Ishmael or something. We don't know whether planning for Zwei West. But like I'm set, right? And then next season rolls over and all of this stuff gets halved and I get so much thread. You could change the Linton Grove with Solomon. I could, that's true. I like Firecracker. He works, right? Oh yeah, the announcers. I kind of completely forgot already. Okay, once again, we've got everything except for Molar Office. That's fine. It'll be funny if I just never get Molar Office. That's how it goes. In case you're wondering, I'm currently pondering whether or not I feel like doing a mirror dungeon tonight. I might not, honestly. I'm gonna do mirror dungeon tomorrow morning anyways for like the daily. And I might just save it for there, right? Like, because I could do one tonight, but it is late and I do need to wake up early for class tomorrow. Not like super early, but still early enough that I don't want to be up too late. Definitely don't have enough time to do a hard, so I don't have enough time for a normal. But I might just wait till tomorrow morning, do a hard, that sort of thing, right? I'm not too sure Rodion will be the dev yet, 3-star. They said as much on the stream. They specifically said Rodion's getting the dev yet. It's the only reason we know that for certain. Oh yeah, and I can change this to the yesod. How wholesome is that? I'm curious, what do they have for them? What are their lines? Anything funny? Even as I wrote my 13 wells, okay. More literary reference stuff I'm not getting, I'm sure. It's not firebolt to butterflies, it's merely that butterflies bloom from where the gun... Okay. Sure, buddy. Often... Oh, well, I didn't watch it. Fair enough. In tin can, yeah. Can I question for safety and go ask that depressing guy wearing a coffin like a backpack? Like a depressing guy wearing a coffin like it's a backpack can now be isn't a very specific thing. Like obviously he's talking about Yesong, but like Yesong's not the only depressing guy wearing a coffin for a backpack. They go to the elevator if you're not gonna fight cowards. True, just bunch all like the noobs in the elevator and just let them hide from the ordeals. Like a decent chunk of the ordeals can't even spawn elevators, right? Notably, Violet Dawns can only show up in hallways, and of course Violet Noons are only department heads. Seriously, anything funny? Oh, there's 2 different stage entries. Does anyone else have multiple stage entries? I don't know if anyone else does, but it's random whether or not she specifies Skullface or Spiderhead. I know, shut up. 2 different staggers. My sins are mine to deal with, Skullface. Manager, do you read the observation log? Okay. You do you. I do think that's where I'm gonna end the stream, though. Tomorrow I'll do a proper run with these new IDs, that sort of thing. I'll do the hard run, that sort of thing. It does feel a little weird to end the stream without mirror dungeoning, but I mean, I think I'd rather save it for tomorrow, right? But yeah, that will be all for the stream. We got, I mean, although you consider really bad luck from the pulling, but I was still fine because I had enough resources. 0.5% luck on 3 stars. is insane. But yeah, that will be all for this time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys all had good enough luck on your Walpurgis Nights, but I'll see you guys next time. I'll do another Ruinous stream on Saturday, of course, that sort of thing. Continuing that schedule. But yeah, have a great night.